1470.
WNN. The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Welcome to the wonderful world of wellness with the famous Dr. Andy Mencia. Dr. Mencia brings you... The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Welcome to Kiss My Biz, your weekly reality business show, where each week a business owner joins our good cop and bad cop duo looking for real but informative business solutions and resources to grow your business. Our good cop, Claude Jenkins, has a diverse career ranging from government, corporations, and management consulting. He is the Vice President of Operations at Global Business Development Center and a guardian angel for most businesses. Annette Gray, a.k.a. Bad Cop, is the President and owner of Global Business Development Center. She has 20 years experience in management, economic development, and marketing in the private and public sector. She is passionate about developing entrepreneurs. Let's join our dynamic duo as they place another business owner in the hot seat and find out if they are ready to kiss their business with love. Or is today the day they kiss their business goodbye?
Good evening and welcome to this week's edition of the Kiss My Biz show, your weekly business talk show and counseling, and what else do we do here? Welcome. You can listen to us live at 888-565-1470. That's on your AM dial in South Florida, on iHeartRadio, and live at globalbusinessdevelopmentcenter.com. This week, again, I am without my good cop, but he's just making amazing progress, and we look forward to having him back soon. Claude Jenkins, we are sending you good vibes. We miss you, and we need you to come back soon. I need a good cop to my bad cop. I can't practice bad cop without a good cop, right? It's hard to do. So hurry up and get back here. This week we have Saeem. We will be talking about search engine optimization. We get so many calls in the office about how do I maximize my website? How do I get found on Google? How do I maximize my internet marketing presence? And Saeem is our in-house strategic alliance partner for all of that good stuff. He makes me look amazing in website designs, SEO, and just a whole host of other things. So welcome to the show, Saeem.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem at all. Before we get into my beating you up a bit and having you give a whole lot of information in a very short period of time, I do have some good news to report for those of you who have been calling and emailing. Our summer program our youth summer program has been approved. Looks like this summer we'll be doing a joint program. We will be doing the youth cultural entrepreneurship program for those young people who are ages 16 to 21. And if you're not familiar with that program, we actually teach those young people how to start their own business. They also get an opportunity to practice what they learn in the classroom via internships in cultural institutions in South Florida, and they actually do get paid a stipend. It's a great program. They learn how to write a business plan. They do Shark Tank competitions. So if you actually do have a young person in your household in South Florida, you need to get them out of the house this summer and make some money. So it's not just fun. You have an opportunity to get some money as well. Please call us at Global Business Development Center or hop to our website at www.globalbusinessdevelopmentcenter.com, which is under redesign, Saeem. And register there. No pressure, actually. And our second program is our Kidpreneur Camp, and we're really excited about this. This is for the 11-year-olds to 15-year-olds, and they will be doing weekly professional development. So they get to be mayors and fire people and news reporters and all of those things, and they get to tour City Hall and so many important places during the city. So it's a professional development and hands-on real life activities, and they get to experience these professions and these activities that you do, like go to the bank and open a checking account and make a doctor's appointment and plan a trip, and all of those things that require financial literacy and social graces. They get to go to restaurants and that type of thing as well. So that program is for 11 to 15-year-olds. So I think we pretty much have most of the young people covered in South Florida this summer. So just go ahead and give us a call. We don't have a lot of space.
I was going to say, what's the max?
Yeah, I think our youth program is 40. We take 40 young people, and our younger kids, it's going to depend if I can find 2 alternate locations in West Palm Beach this year, and then we'll be able to figure out what we can handle capacity.
Sounds exciting.
It's very exciting, and the youth summer program is free, and they earn money, and there are definitely scholarships available for our younger kids. So to make it so much more affordable and accessible.
Sweet.
So,
you give them like a little receipt. Congratulations.
Oh yes, you have completed the Kidpreneur Camp. They have to manage disasters and and all of that good stuff. There's a hurricane. What do you do? That type of thing. So it's very hands-on. It's fun, but it's learning. They get to meet key people in the community, like the mayors and that type of thing. So that's what's going on at GBDC. So let's start talking about SEO, Saeem. This show is so short, 30 minutes, goes by so quickly. First of all, who needs SEO and why?
Start off with anyone with a bright idea. And I always say that anyone can have a bright idea, but who can actually see it through?
Right.
So those who are willing to do the work to see it through, then SEO works for them.
And we should say that SEO is search engine optimization. Top much?
As of today, today, there's well over 200 gajillion websites in existence.
Sure.
So if you want to take that extra step to, which I'll explain shortly, labeled parts of your site, that could help you out. We get calls all the time. How do I get to the top 10, etc.? If you notice, Google now used to have just a right-hand column of the universities and people that can afford X amount of dollars a year.
Right.
Now the top 4 slots are taken as well. So it's almost as if it's turning into a paid listing site anyway.
Yeah.
So every little bit helps. But for starters, I always like to start off with the Myth Buster. I get a lot of comparing apples to oranges. People call and say, well, Joe Blow said they can put us up on the top 10.
Right.
I said, only if you have a unique name like Monkeys Making Donuts or something.com.
Sure.
It's something unique and silly. Only can you guarantee that. However, as we know, Google is a gajillion-dollar company, and I don't think our small budgets will make a dent in their listing pockets, if you know what I mean.
Right.
So, with that in mind, I have prepared for you a top 5, as I say, points to keep in mind. First one would be create value and with your original content. We all know that there are a lot of websites in existence, and sometimes it's easier to not necessarily plagiarize, but borrow their first name and then change it to meet your style and all.
Sure.
However, sometimes it does run the same, and you might get overlooked that way. So try and be as original as possible.
Sure.
If you make cakes and somebody else makes cakes, describe more so the emotive factor behind you making cakes. Then for it's yours. Number 2 would be use your keywords wisely. Back in the day, when we used to build websites manually, it was all about keywords and the meta tag and description, etc. Meta tag is if you go to any web page, and you right mouse click and view page source and read from the top down, you can see the description, the name of the page, and meta information.
Sure.
Without getting too technobabbly. But that content in there is very important because most search engines read from top to bottom.
Okay.
And regardless of your pictures, that is what gets picked up. So use your keywords wisely. Do not repeat the same keywords. If I'm a painter, I'm not going to say painter, comma, painting rooms, comma, painting bathrooms, etc. Don't duplicate because all that doesn't work anymore.
Okay.
Number 3, tag your pictures. If you assign a photo on your page, if you go to any newsy website, you'll always see a little caption underneath the picture.
Right.
Many people are using WordPress today, and WordPress allows you to give it an alt tag, ALT tag, and a caption.
Okay.
All that little text to describe it helps out. And if you've ever done a Google image search, you'll see pictures that show up.
Sure.
That alt tag and or caption shows up in the search as well.
Okay.
All that helps. Number 4, really quick, allow comments to your site. If you are building a WordPress site, therefore it's natively a blog type of site, you can have a comment section on any of the pages.
Okay.
Create some kind of discussion. This is ideal for the nonprofits, anyone who's in charge of or trying to get people to show up in their door-front. Make a community, type of online community. That helps out. And then lastly, 5 would be link to relevant sites. Before, it was a big deal of sharing link or link embedding, so I call your business and say, hey, I could put my logo on your site and we link back and forth.
Right.
All of that works, and to some degree it does, and often if they grab your logo and stick it up there with no alt tag on it, it's almost invisible.
Okay.
So
okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 would be the basics, and I can elaborate.
Well, fantastic. I mean, you've answered 3 questions that I had in 5 minutes,
But
which
I didn't
is
go on with the description. I can describe
no,
anything.
that's fine.
It took 2
We'll
days.
get into that. We talk about organically growing your site and non-organically growing your site. And when SEO, search engine optimization, first came to the notoriety, there were a lot of companies that was charging a lot of money to get you found on, number 1 on Google. And I'm glad you led the show with that. That is a myth buster. And I mean, you can pay to have that, but that's an advert. That's an advertisement. But there are a lot of things, and a couple of the things that you've mentioned about organically growing your site. And we do recommend in-house that you can organically grow your site by some of the things you've just mentioned. Tagging your photos, link sharing, making sure they're embedding. Even you have your main title, but subtitles as well, and original content. Original content here is a huge part. And you haven't paid for anything yet, right?
Correct.
And these are all things that you can do organically to grow the site before you consider.
And this is the idea person that's actually executing their idea.
Right.
So now they're taking it seriously. They know
Absolutely.
it. You make cakes, like I said, you know better what pictures you're choosing. Another thing with SEO is great to have your own photos.
Original
I heard that
photos, right.
Getty Images is now slapping business owners with like $900 fines.
Oh my.
For using, back when Flash was cool, I would take a picture and you'd see it less than a second. They have tools that read or decipher my Flash content and see their picture, and then they'll send you a nice little check of either you renew it or you pay us $900.
Wow.
I've heard that twice already, so it's for real. Google search the shakedown, they call it.
Well, and when you're in business, you have to be mindful of the legal ramifications and the ethical ramifications of doing business. And, just plagiarizing or copying content or using materials that's copyrighted or doesn't belong to you is a sure way to land yourself into a whole lot of legal trouble and jeopardize your business idea and your business itself. So
ignorance is not bliss in this situation.
It's expensive,
no
is what it
excuse.
is. So you've started to touch on the subject of what's different today, and you mentioned it a couple of times. What's different today than when we originally built websites and they were largely brochures. They were online marketing brochures. Talk to us a little bit about the website, the content, the interactiveness, some of the things that you want to make sure that your site is doing today so that your search engine optimization will work.
Really quick. Y2K. I come from corporate finance. I was working at a bank that no longer exists. It was called Bank of Boston. And Y2K was a big deal. All of our computers are going to stop. Planes are going to fall out the sky. And all this, as you mentioned, people paid a lot of money for certain things.
Sure.
What they paid for was the unknown.
Right.
So the more informed consumer, so to speak, pays less because they're more informed.
Right.
They demystify it, so to speak. So long story short, going way back, I was at Mellon Financial 2001. And that was when pay-per-click was popular. Then it turned out the shakedown was I would sign you up for my pay-per-click ad, and I'd pay somebody peanuts in Malaysia just to click on your ad endlessly.
Sure.
Honestly, ka-ching, 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 a nickel would fall in my pocket every time. So things have changed, have gotten more sophisticated in that regards. Also back then, building websites was a bit more manual. So there was no room for error, but now they have what you call WYSIWYG tools. What you see is what you get, WYSIWYG, that does a little bit of the buffing for you. However, there's no shortcut. I'm not going to call it a company, but it begins with a W. You can build it yourself, and you can drag images around, and bada bing, you have a website in 30 seconds. Problem is, if you decide to take your business elsewhere, guess what? They own it.
Okay, that's good to know.
So a lot of the free stuff, you get what you pay for. There's that online get your business card with us, and oh, by the way, we can build your website too.
Sure.
And register and host. You take your business idea elsewhere, they own it. So
I
the
see.
closer you get to free, the less you have control of.
Oh, wow. That's actually amazing knowledge. So we are getting the sign for a commercial break.
Fabulous.
We will come back and maybe delve into one or two of these major tips in a little bit more detail.
Excellent.
All right.
Alterion Phillips, Esquire, a Florida licensed building contractor and attorney. Mr. Phillips has taken his vast construction experience and applied it to the practice of law. Since being admitted to the Florida bar in 2009, he has focused his practice to the areas of personal injury, construction, and real estate matters. He has committed himself to represent his clients vigorously to bring resolution to their matter, whether in the courtroom or through negotiation. Al has represented clients against municipalities and large corporations. He has successfully worked with evictions, with HOA and condo association matters. Alterion Phillips, Esquire, looks forward to the opportunity to speak with you about your matter. Call today 561-543-1454 or visit his website at www.ap-law.net. That's 561-543-1454 and let Alterion Phillips help your project succeed. If you're looking for a West Palm Beach accounting firm with a client-first philosophy, contact Remap Incorporated today. Our firm provides outstanding service to our clients because of our dedication to the three underlying principles of professionalism, responsiveness, and quality. Call us at 561-623-0241. We offer standard services such as bookkeeping and tax preparation, but unlike others, we have developed an extensive menu of specialized services designed to ensure that your business remains financially sound and prepared for a strong future. Want to learn more? Call us at 561-623-0241 or visit our website, www.remap.com. That's www.remap.com. Remap with two M's. Let us prepare for you a solid future. Call us at 561-623-0241. The Greater South Florida Chamber invites you to participate in Florida's largest expo ever on Saturday, May 17th at Meisner Park Amphitheater from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. The largest health and wealth business expo and home show will take place. Membership marketing tables packages are still available. Please call Mark or Rob at 954-580-8802 or fax them at 954-580-8803. The event will be located at Meisner Park Amphitheater, 590 Plaza Real, Boca Raton 33432. Come and be part of history as the Greater South Florida Chamber invites you to participate and learn from the largest expo ever. For more information, call 954-580-8802 and ask for Mark or Rob. Welcome back to Kiss My Biz, where we have another business owner on the hot seat. If you can't stand the heat, don't get in the kitchen. Our good cop, bad cop duo continues to challenge today's business owners to take on the 21st century business world fearlessly. Now, back to our show.
He's a ham. Welcome back to the Kiss My Biz show. And Saeem, during our commercial break, auditioned to be my new good cop. So we'll see how that is. We might get him to do a few more guest spots. This topic is just massive. It's impossible to cover it in 30 minutes. So there might be an opportunity there for us to do, a couple of segments each month around this subject. And I find, Saeem, and tell me about this, we have quite a few customers who think that if they learn how to do it themselves, then the professional is no longer necessary. And I absolutely loved your comment about being an educated consumer. That doesn't now mean that you're going to sit at your desk and do your own SEO. It just means that the more education that you have about what it is, the service that you're buying,
Correct.
it's more likely to make a better business decision and better consumer, right?
That is correct.
You know?
And my response to that scenario, which I get all the time, how much for this? How much for this? The nickel and dime cats.
Sure.
The trick is, I say, you can change your own oil in spark plugs.
Sure.
Do you change your own oil in spark plugs? No, because it's not my business. I need to get from A to B and then do what I do best.
Sure.
So in this case, being informed is knowing where to get it changed so that you know what time to be at your next gig. On that regards, yes, you can be the smart or well-informed, but then there's a false pride of, oh, I can do this. And guess what? 6 months are going to go by, and you'll never get your project done. And then when you come see us, that's when I pull that bill out the back pocket.
Well, it's interesting because I did that. Probably about 5 years ago, I designed GBDC's website because one, I wanted to know if it was something that I wanted to do and be labor intensive, or did I want to have a strategic partner as yourself. And if anybody's ever been on my GBDC website, you can tell that I built it myself. So please hurry up and finish the new site. But it was a learning experience, but it was an experience that taught me what to look for going forward.
Correct.
Not to now become a professional web designer.
Correct.
And of course, I've been lucky that most of my business does not come from our website, but our website is getting a lot more active. We're getting traffic for viewing the radio show, registration for classes, clients, intake, etc. So it is time that we upgrade, and be a little bit more professional. Go ahead.
Back to 2001, I still have the marketing pamphlets I used to collect then. Long story short, in the buzz then, the discussion think tank guys then were saying that websites then were there to sell TV and radio. And somebody predicted that within a short time it will be the reverse. And that is so true. Now you can't watch TV without Dunkin' Donuts telling you to go to their website.
Oh, absolutely.
I drink coffee. Why do I need to go to Dunkin' Donuts to drink coffee? Then you have all these other consumer helpers, which is like the Groupons and such. So it's amazing how you can almost get a deal instead of waiting for like Black Friday or Thursday, whatever it is, Thanksgiving.
Sure.
You go on these deals and actually you can do it yourself. So that again adds to the education of you, the consumer, the dog walker or whatever else. I have a kid in my neighborhood that printed his own flyers and offered to walk dogs. So I gave him a book and to teach my kids a lesson that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I digress.
No, but
you get the
that's
idea.
a great transition in terms of what should a website now aim to be. We're in 2014, almost 2015. The year is flying by. The next 10 years, I always talk to my clients, and we do in the center talk to the clients about who is your future customer, the millennials, who is your future generation, and what now should your website aspire to be. Interactive, videos, talk to us a little bit about that.
Okay, primarily think of your business as a service industry. You don't have to reinvent the broom, but give it a sexy handle or a different color, so to speak,
Sure.
And I used to always joke and say, who invented the broom in the first place? The person responsible for cleaning up or the one who owned the shop? Okay, so if your ingenuity, like your mind's that way, we can do this a bit better, then that's great. So then your website should reflect that quality, that assurance. I build portfolio websites for architects, builders, etc.
Right.
Therefore, it's pictures. The way I see it, they're in the business of selling amazement. Somebody needs to see it and say, I want that.
Absolutely.
So again, and if you make cupcakes, so to speak, well then show me how well you can make them. Show me your decor, show me your artistry, your thing behind it. So it's a visual thing, can be. And really quick, back to the SEO. Many people who are visually impaired, they have web browsers that translate or speak the content that's on the site.
Is that on our new site?
It's a work in progress.
It is now.
It's a work in progress. So it translates the content, whatever they mouse over. I haven't seen one, but I've read that's roughly
That's
how it
coming,
works.
right.
So
Sure.
back to the tagging your pictures, all of that makes a big difference to another level of audience.
And let me interject with another quick question. How about translation? Our marketplace, our global, it's now a global marketplace. And you can be a very small business in a very small town in the Midwest and have a storefront bigger than your front door
That's correct.
online and work globally, internationally. So what about some of these language translators for websites? What
What I
about
found
those?
that works is a mirror image of your site. If you go to any car dealership, like Lexus or whatever else, brand name car dealership, you see little buttons of their flags or the languages that they're in. There is no magic press a button and it's in Slabovic or whatever it is. It doesn't work that way.
Slabovic, is that a language?
Hey, could be. You got to look it up, right? You don't get the accent marks. You don't get the fonts and such. There's always an issue.
Sure.
So have a mirror image of your site.
So, quick comeback in the bad cop, you know what our clients say about that. Now, do we have to pay you to do 2 sites?
That is almost the case. It's actually content.
Okay.
So on our About page, your story, in whatever languages is necessary, then you mirror it or duplicate the site with that content on there.
And what have you found with the Google, the Google translator? And we're getting the sign again to go to commercial. We'll talk about this when we get back. Oh, no, we're getting the sign to get off the air. I'm getting a lot of signals over here. Well, we'll just say that for more information, just give us a call at the GBDC office. Email us. We're in the process of putting together a workshop around this information. So, come in, take the workshop, learn a little bit more.
Correct.
I did preface this by saying this is a lot of information. We could really
We
just
definitely have to roll this over.
get, carried away with
Magazines take a subject and they stretch it out over 3 issues.
Absolutely,
Same idea.
absolutely. So thanks for coming today.
Out of sight. Thank you.
We will announce the workshop dates, and we'll hopefully get you back in here to host a few more shows on this subject.
Perfect.
Sorry, guys, for running out of time. So quickly again this week, thanks for joining us at the Kiss My Biz show, and see you next week.
You've been listening to Kiss My Biz, your weekly reality business show, where each week a business owner joins our good cop and bad cop duo looking for real but informative business solutions and resources to grow your business. Tune in again next time for more Kiss My Biz. The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of the station, its staff, management, or sponsors.